Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit. So very glad that you're joining me today for day 7 of Maha Navaratri. This is the day when we traditionally honor two goddesses, Ma Dhumawati, who is Ma Kali in the form of a widow. We see that she's in a riderless chariot, and that or I should not say a riderless chariot, a horseless chariot. And this indicates somebody who is very content being in the very present moment. And she's holding a winnowing basket, which is representative of the power of discernment. The other goddess traditionally honored on this day is Baglamukhi, the destroyer of ignorance, who we see personified as a demon that she has seized by the tongue. She has strong associations with the legal system, the political system, and also the overcoming of habits and obsessions and addictions. And Om Dum Dhumawati Svaha. Namaste to Bryce, who's joining us right now. And I just want to remind everybody that if you'd like more information on the 10 Maha Vidyas, the 10 Great Wisdoms, please look back on my channel and you'll find pujas and satsangs to these forms of the Divine Mother. And then we'll be doing the next 3 chapters of the Swami Purana during this broadcast as well, during our meditation. So let's go ahead and get started. I invite you to find a nice, comfortable seat where your back can be straight. Maybe roll the shoulders back to open the chest. And I invite you to close your eyes and just begin to breathe deeply. Breathing away those concerns of past and future, so like Dhumawati. You can be focused on this present moment. Using the breath at this time to ground, to center, to relax, and to open your awareness of that divine presence within yourself. And focusing on your heart center, allowing yourself to silently connect to whatever form of the Divine Mother you are most closest to. Visualize her before you. And as we've done on the days before, ask for her assistance in some small issue in your life that is ready for healing or resolution at this time. And then I invite you to slowly bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. We'll begin by chanting the syllable of the Divine Mother, Reem, times. Inhale. Re Inhale and exhale. Slowly open your eyes. Om. Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvabhistam Gatopiva Yashmare Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Shuklam Bharanam Vishnum Sashivanam Shatobhijam Prasanavanam Dayat Sava Vignopasantaye. Jai Ganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guru Ve Namah. Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Machur Mukshyamamrita. Om Namah Shivaya. Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Vishvesvara Pe Vishvam Tvam Ishora Devi Chachara Charasya Jema Devi. Om Dhumawati Cha Vidmaye Samharanye Cha Dhimai Tano Dhuma Prachodayat. Jema Dhumawati. Om Baglamukhi Cha Vidmaye Satam Binye Cha Dhimai Tano Devi Prachodayat. Jema Baglamukhi. Lam Vam Ramyam Hamam 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 Lam Vam Ramyam Hamam. Jema. Jema. Jai Maha. So I invite you again to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the sounds of our mantras and the words from our chapters take your awareness to where they need to be at this moment. We're going to begin with the mantra for Dhumawati, Om Dhum Namah. 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 Jai Maha. Jai Maha. Jai Maha Dhumawati Devi Namah. Chapter 19 of the Swami Purana. Sati leaves her body and the Shaktipitas. Sati said, "Father, I am insulted to wear this body that was fathered by you. Now I am giving this body back to you." She sat down in meditation, and in the fire of yoga her soul ascended to heaven. Immediately Shiva, who was sitting upon Mount Kailasha, felt his Shakti had been dissolved. He pulled a tuft of his hair from his head and threw it on the ground. It broke in half, and out of one lock came Veerbhadra, the excellent hero, and the other tuft of hair came Mahakali. He called the armies of ghosts and goblins, all his friends, destroy the sacrifice, and cut the head of Daksha from his body. Shiva declared his order. Shiva's armies immediately marched off to war. They marched right into the sacrificial arena, and all the gods fled in terror. Mahakali was there swinging her sword, and Veerbhadra attacked with his spear. They fought off all the defending forces. They put out the fire, stopped the sacrifice, and cut the head off of Daksha. from his body. "The sacrifice has been ruined," Brahma cried. "What shall we do now? How shall we have a creation?" Brahma went to Vishnu and said, "What can we do so the sacrifice can be completed?" And Vishnu said, "Let us ask Lord Shiva." Vishnu and Brahma, along with all the gods, went to Mount Kailasha, and they said, "Shiva, we have to complete the sacrifice in order to evolve the new creation. Please forgive Daksha's wrongs and let the sacrifice be completed." And Shiva, who is as quick to forgive as he is to anger, said, "Take the head of a goat, a stubborn billy goat, and put it on Daksha, and say the mantra to let him come back to life. Let everyone be forgiven, and let the sacrifice be completed." Then Shiva himself went and took the body of his sati, raising it on his shoulders. He started to dance, and he was dancing the dance of destruction. He was so intoxicated in the spirit of that the whole world started to quake. And the gods said, "Oh, we are doomed. Shiva is dancing the dance of destruction. How are we ever going to make him stop? Vishnu, save us." And Vishnu thought, "Well, what shall I do?" Then he took his bow and cut the body of Sati into 51 pieces. With his arrows, Shiva was dancing all around the cosmos. And here fell an arm, and there fell a leg, and there fell an eye. And when all the pieces of Sati had fallen from his shoulders, Shiva sat down and stopped the dance. When he came to his senses, he felt very much alone and dejected. And in the greatest of despair, he began to wander in search of the fallen pieces. Wherever he found a piece of the body, he would sit down and meditate. In his mind's eye, he would put that piece back with the other pieces, and in that way he tried to reconstruct the body of Sati. That is why there are 51, and in some accounts 58, Shaktipitas, sacred sites to the Divine Mother. Wherever wherever there is a piece of the Divine Mother's body, that place became a pitta, a sacred site. Wherever there was a temple to the Divine Mother, very near is the temple to Lord Shiva. There is a temple where the piece of Sati's body fell, and also a temple where Shiva sat to meditate. Chapter 20, Tarakashora, and the celebration of Shivaratri. Shiva was quite naked. He used to wear ashes, especially since he lost his loving wife and housekeeper. He really had nothing else to wear. He was wandering around in this naked and intoxicated state, meditating upon the presence of the goddess, when one day he came to a Brahmin village. He walked up to the well of that village, where a number of young maidens of that village were drawing water, and requested, "Give me some water, I am thirsty." The ladies looked at this naked sadhu and screamed. They went running into the village. When the Brahmins came out to see what the commotion was, they found Shiva standing by the well, stark naked. They got very angry and said, "Shiva, you have no shame? You have no sense at all? Our young girls have been raised in the highest standards of purity and modesty, and here you are with no shame, walking stark naked in our village. What nonsense is this? We curse you, Lord Shiva. Let your lingam fall off." Shiva didn't say anything, but instantly his lingam fell down. And when that disappeared simultaneously, all the passion was drained from the universe. All the animals stopped procreating. All the plants stopped producing. Even the earth stopped rotating and the sun stopped moving in its course. There was no attraction to conduct any of the laws of gravity, and the laws of motion became useless. The gods said, "What is happening on earth? Nobody seems to be making a sacrifice. We haven't had our food today. Nobody is feeding us. Do we know what happened when the gods are not fed? They don't send rain. If it doesn't rain, nothing grows on the earth. The men get weak, the gods get weak, the creation can desist from existence. Who shall we call for help?" Well, about this time, there was an asura, a demon, named Tarakashura. Tarak means illuminator, and Ashura means duality. Tarakshura is the illuminator of duality. And he did severe tapasya, severe austerities, a great penance. When Brahma came to him and said, "What boon do you want? Choose from me some boon, and I will grant what you desire." And Tarakshura, also known as Taraka, said, "I want to be immortal, and I wish that I will never die." And Brahma said, "That's impossible. Everything born must die at some time or another. Choose another boon." Tarakshura thought for a moment and said, "If I have to die, then I want my death to occur only by the hands of a son of Shiva." Oh, joy, he thought. Shiva doesn't have a lingam. If he got one, he doesn't have a wife. I will certainly live a long, long time before Shiva gets a son. Then Tarakshura, the illuminator of duality, conquered the entire earth and made everyone on earth servants of the illuminator of duality. He then marched straight up to the heavens and sat down on the throne of Indra and drew all the gods and goddesses out of heaven and became Lord of the three worlds. I want everyone to serve the illuminator of duality. No one will worship the gods. Don't waste time meditating. Just serve me. I will be the only one worshipped in the three worlds, he ordered. At this news, the gods were extremely depressed. And that dejected state, they asked one another, "What are we going to do about this? Shiva doesn't have a lingam. Mother doesn't have a body. We need the son of Shiva in order to rid this wicked asura." Indra remembered the curse of Baglamukhi. People will even question the necessity of making offerings to Indra, and in many lands will he be forgotten entirely. All of this is overwhelming. How are we going to combat the state of affairs? Well, the first thing we have to do is make Shiva capable of having a son. "Let us ask him to put his lingam back on," said the gods. Brahma and the other gods, along with the Brahmins, went to where Shiva was sitting and said, "Shiva, please put on your lingam." And Shiva said, "It wasn't my idea to take it off. The fact, it is the curse of these holy Brahmins that brought this about. Therefore, I'm not going to put my lingam back on until every one of you worships that lingam with milk and ghee and honey, and bowing down with the greatest respect, beg blessings of that lingam. All night long you will sit up and chant songs of worship and devotion to that lingam. After celebrating the Shivaratri, then I will put it back on. But remember your promise to observe the vow of Shivaratri every year." Then all the gods and Brahmins celebrated Shivaratri in every meticulous detail, and Shiva was pleased, and he put on his lingam again, blessing all creation with the capacity to procreate. Chapter 21. The Divine Mother promises to take birth. Then the gods and Brahmins, the rishis and munis, the great sages, all went to the Himalayas. There they began to perform various forms of tapasya in order to request the Divine Mother to make her presence manifest. They recited hymns to the goddess and sang the stories of her manifestations. They performed fire sacrifices and yoga asanas and pranayam, mudras and kriyas, japa and tapa, and every way they knew they invoked the Divine Mother and begged her to please make her presence manifest. When they lost themselves in the ecstasy of devotion, the Divine Mother came and spoke to them. She said, "In what way can your desires be fulfilled?" Tarakshora, the illuminator of duality, has won the boon that the only son of Shiva can destroy him. With the strength of this boon, he has been creating evil on earth. Therefore, we request you to come and manifest yourself in the embodied form. Please, Mother, marry Shiva again. Give us the son that will lead the armies of divinity to victory in battle. And the Divine Mother said, "I accept your proposal. If Shiva will have me, I will try to fulfill your wish. I will take birth in the home of the mountain king Himalaya, and I shall perform tapasya in order to secure Shiva's forgiveness. If he becomes gracious and so desires, I will marry Lord Shiva again. And when Shiva will accept me as his wife, we will bring forth the son that will lead the armies of divinity to victory." Hearing this news, Himalaya began to cry, "Mother, what have I done to deserve the honor of having you take birth in my house? How should I act when I become father of the Divine Mother? What kind of home should I maintain when the Divine Mother takes birth? What kind of tapasya should I perform? And what should be my way of life? How should I speak? How should I act? How should I regard you? How should I serve you? How can I love you purely so that your mission can be fulfilled? Please explain this to me." The discussion of these questions of Himalaya constitute the teachings of the Devi Gita. Jai Maha. Jai Maha. Jai Maha. I invite you now to join me in chanting the seed syllables to Ma Baglamukhi. Om Lrim Namaha. 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 Om Lurim Namah. 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 Om Lurim Baglamukhi Devi Namah. Om Sava Mangala Mangalye Shiva Svada Sadike Saranye Trambake Devi Naryane Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sanavatu Sanabunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvidyavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center for our final benediction. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a moment and express gratitude for the Divine Mother, for her presence in your life. And give gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice. And then I invite you to slowly open your eyes. Om Tat Sat Om. Jai Ganesha, Jai Guru, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Ma Devi, Jai Ma Dhumawati, Jai Ma Baglamukhi, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Blessings always. Thank you so very much. Namaste. I want to share a few things about our reading today. I'm first going to pan the camera over to our high altar, and I'll bring this object a little closer. The corner here is the Shiva Lingam for the high altar of our temple, and the lingam itself, bring it up closer, is a petrified turtle egg. So in the story of the death and rebirth of Sati, there's this part where Sati and Shiva are not invited to Daksha's fire sacrifice. And Sati dies on the spot. On some versions, she actually throws herself on the ritual fire and becomes the sacrifice herself in this. And then Shiva goes around the world dancing the dance of destruction with his dead wife on her shoulders. And nothing is growing. The earth has stopped turning, so it's becoming very hot. And Vishnu, in the account we read, hurls an arrow or a spear, in other accounts his discus, and breaks the body of Sati into pieces. And where all of these pieces fell became a sacred site to the Divine Mother. And also there's a Shiva temple right next door too, to mark where Shiva meditated on those places. So there are 51 in some accounts, 58 official Shaktipitas, and there are also a number of unofficial ones all around India and Nepal. And I've been lucky enough to visualize several of these. So I myself have been to her tongue, Baglamukhi, which is the most powerful. There are 9 fire springs on this site. But I've also been to the left breast, both eyes, the chin, her earring, her little toe. Those are the ones I remember right offhand. So I've been to several of these, and they're all just very powerful sites. Some are as small as just a small village temple, and others are just huge temple complexes. And also, I thought the story of Sati was very appropriate to share for this season, because right now we're in a death phase. So since maybe the beginning of August, late July, flowers have been going to seed, and the seeds have been dropping to the earth. They're still doing this now. The leaves are turning now in this fall season and are dropping to earth. And these are very much like the parts of Sati's body falling to earth so that rebirth can happen in the spring. And then you also learn the story behind Maha Shivaratri as well. So I just want to mention that we've got 2 more days left to Navaratri, and then Victory Day, the 10th day celebration. So Monday and Tuesday, those will return to 7 p.m. We'll be honoring Matangi tomorrow, Maha Kali in the form of Sarasvati. And then Tuesday night, we'll be honoring Kamla, Maha Kali in the form of Lakshmi. And then also I want to remind everybody that 6:30 on Wednesday evening will be the Victory Day celebration at Shiva Sai Mandir. I'll be performing a fire puja to all 10 of the Mahavidya goddesses that night. And I'll also be sharing another account of the Sati story as well. There will be live broadcasts to that, and I would recommend you go to shivamandir.org, again, shivamandir.org, and you'll get more information on that celebration. So again, thank you so very much for joining me, and I look forward to you joining me at 7 p.m. tomorrow as we continue. Blessings always. Have a wonderful Sunday. Jai Mata Di. Thank you again. Jai Ma.